outdoors. Yeah, this is good. Welcome to my Tuesday coffee break. We were going to discuss different topics. Mostly, the main topic is what it takes to make a decent hiking backpack for an overnight weekend trip. You don't need a ton of gear, but my gear as well. Quality is not necessarily expensive. I have my own ways of acquiring uh, inexpensive gear, even though quality is through perseverance. Luck is a big one, as anybody would say to me. And that's just being in the right place at the right time, which is probably the same thing as luck. I'm not here by myself over there. You can't see her. That's my lovely wife, Jenny, and our cat, Makis Atakis, is lounging right behind her. How you doing, Daniel? Glad you could make it. Yeah, we're going to be discussing the stuff that it's going to take for doing a quick, easy overnight trip, a hiking trip. Um, at least the gear that I acquire that it will take me for at least one good, decent overnight. It doesn't have an overabundance of food, but it's just as if you're going there, you already have your first decent meal on your way there. You get there, you hike to a certain spot, you camp, you eat supper, then you go to bed and that kind of thing. So, you know, some things are going to be a little different than some, and others you'll find out when I show you. Just going to be talking about the gear you would take for a decent overnight hiking trip. Uh, Basically, the gear that I usually carry. Plus, I got some new stuff in there to show you as well. Um, I am in process of eating something, so bear with me if you see me munch a little bit. Um, some of the stuff is quite similar. It's not much different than some of the other stuff you've seen in the past for those who are my regulars. But I have some new stuff as well. Um, Nothing major at the moment, though. I'm going to try to get some more people in here. I'm showing 4 at the moment. I'm going to say hi to Tiffany. Hi, Tiffany. I know you're there in the background somewhere. Rob, I'm glad you're here, brother. Ground Fog, I know you're here. You're usually like the first one to pop in. So we got King, Rob, Daniel, and Tiffany, and Ground Fog. So, hi, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to say I love my wife, as per usual. She just nods. She knows. As the song goes, she knows. She knows. It's true. Okay. Hey, Rob. Other Rob. Rob. I got Rob with 2 B's and Rob with a B.
Oh, there you
Glad you could make it. Yeah, I'm going to be going over some small, basic stuff for doing a decent, in my opinion, overnight hiking trip, backpacking trip for like one night. Nothing major. The basics are fairly simple. You hike in along with your basic gear, which is like a shirt, light jacket, hiking boots, that kind of thing, decent hiking shorts or sandals, depending on what you're using. Bug spray if you need it. But those are the common things that everybody knows. But the gear itself, though I consider higher quality than average, would work for this one or any other multi-day trip as well. So how you doing, Rob? I haven't heard from you. You were just in and out last week, so hopefully we'll have you a little bit longer this week. It also depends on what type of year, what area you're planning on doing your overnight at, as well as budget is a big thing. I don't have a ton of brand new items. I got more than a few. I've got a couple new, at least one new side pouch thing I'm going to be adding to my gear that I have not stocked as of yet, which is going to be an addition to what I've got here. It's just really interesting since it already has a pouch to be taken off to be used as an extra side pouch. But I will show that to you as well. It's not going to be too difficult, nothing too fancy, hopefully. And I hope you guys enjoy what I got to show you. Now, other than a basic backpack, which I know a lot of you already have your basic bushcraft gear or backpacking gear or just your everyday carry stuff. I just have a basic TikTok shop backpack, about a 50, 60 liter bag. Could be a little bit more than that, technically. And I have it set up for, it's hydration compatible. I do have a hydration bladder, but I don't have it hooked up to this as of yet. That will be in the future. Hey, I do have a new item. We got at least two new items. You like to see one of the new items there, Rob? This one here was picked out for me by Ian, of all people. So, and it's this actually, this bag right here. The straps were inside it. It does not have any additional pouches that I know of, other than it's one big pouch. It's more of a just a big satchel, but you can use it as a molly setup where you can hang it off your belt. You can, okay. Let me say it here while you guys are doing all the adverts and stuff like that. Or at least that's what Rob calls them. Did you have to deal with that a lot when you're in England, love?
What?
Commercials.
Oh, yeah. Same as anyplace else.
No, I was just wondering because, I mean, were you like on Armed Forces Radio or something like that, or what?
No.
Armed Forces Network? Okay. The first one right here. It does not. I don't know the name brand of it. This is just a generic molly satchel with straps. It has a lot of molly attachments and two major belt straps on the side, which you could probably use this for a smart water bottle or something like that. So you can probably put in here like a Sawyer Mini or something like that for your. My knee is sore. I was unable to go to physical therapy due to the fact that my physical therapist was sick today. So I had to he canceled my appointment this morning because he didn't want me getting sick. I will be making that up later this week. But it is sore. It does come with a little bit of Velcro setup right there for the hook and loop stuff. But this right here, you can either use this with a metal water bottle or a smart water bottle or something like that, or even a tarp if you want to do a tarp setup on the outside of this so you can carry your gear a little bit better. Now, you can't strap it to one at the back side of your belt or whatever with these molly attachments here. It's fairly large and they do come off completely. So they're not attached. They can just slide out if I wanted to. And I can make them as big or as small as I want to, but generally, give me a second here. I've never really, so they can come completely off. They just snap in like that. Found the strap in there after it was already purchased, so it's not too bad. Still a work in progress on this particular one. I might use this for a food pouch, maybe. I don't know. That remains to be seen. Now, the other new item I got, which was found at the same place that one was, which is going to be, similar. People are going to recognize this one as soon as I show this one. And these were both the same price, by the way. Pick up one of these. And before this was picked up at a bin store. Like when you go in, you pay a certain price, you buy everything. Everything is the same price. This one here has a expiration date of 2053. So this has got a long time before it can be expired. but $7. This is what this was paid for. Those are the two main items that I found. Now, another item that I've got, if I can find it. Oh, yeah. This one's a little older item. I'm not sure if I showed this one off enough or not. That I'm going to add, it's part of my gear, which I don't really talk about much, is my power bank. One of the things I've got is a Anchor power bank. This is a 10,000 milliamp battery. It is really, really nice. Sorry, correction, 20,000 milliamp battery. Right now, I've been using it. The strap here is also, you can use it to charge either the battery or an item. So this one here was bought a while back. I've got another item that I would plan on bringing, but I have not received it yet. It's for my move. Now, a lot of the basic stuff, like I said, with the exception of a few items, which the ones you just saw, are basically new. I know this is absolutely new. This was absolutely new. And so was this, but that's part of the gear that I always carry with me. Now, is this necessary? No. Is it essential? I would think so, for emergency purpose, for keeping your phone charged, keeping your devices charged, that kind of thing. Now, another thing that was also acquired at the same time. Oh, crap. Sorry about that. Was a portable solar panel. No clue about amperage or wattage or anything because there's no details on it. This was picked up by Jenny, by the way. Simple little battery charging type solar panel. We know it does work. We don't know how well it works. We have to yet to test it. Thank you for reminding me about my knee. As soon as I grab one thing here, I will be taking some ibuprofen because my knee is starting to burn a little bit. I was moving around a little bit much before live started. Now, medication is also a key part of any backpacking trip if you have them, depending on your age and, like I said, location and everything. I carry mine an 8-day supply with me wherever I go, just in case. But that's true. I have not yet seen how well. This is a C charger, so I carry a micro USB to charge it if I need to, or an adapter micro USB charger, Type C charger for it. That way, I haven't tried it with the solar panel yet, but I'm kind of curious to see how that would work. But it's a good thing to keep with the gear and stuff like that because you never know how long you can, need it in case where you're at. I lost like 3 people already, so I apologize to anybody if I offended anybody. Ow, that burns. Now, give me a second here. I'm going to work with one pouch over the other for a second here. Now, I'm not sure how many of you actually do on overnights carry a battery pack with you. Rob, you haven't shown a lot. I'm not sure what you do for an overnighter. I do wear actual hiking boots that Jenny got me. She makes sure that my feet fit the boots that I'm wearing. Because when I met her, I wore Walmart brand. She wasn't really happy with that. Well, like I said, we haven't tested this one yet because we don't know who made it. I don't know what the wattage is. and stuff like that. We did plug it in for like maybe a couple seconds to see that it would create a charge. It did it well. I did hooked it up to my phone, and it started charging my phone. Now, whether it would hold a charge, I don't know. Probably I'm going to have, like you said, have my device shut off so it'll charge. So that'll probably charge an emergency radio, a phone, what have you. Now, you could go with a different style bank, which is like one of these, which is like about 5,000 milliamp. This one's used for a jump starting pack, which is also found at about the same time. But this will charge your phone as well. I have tested it. It is fully charged. And the rest of the equipment is over there, which is not technically something I would normally carry unless I keep it in my vehicle. That's a whole different ballgame. Good idea. I've got bigger anchors. I really do like anchor batteries over other brands. I've got another bigger 26,800 milliamp one right behind my computer here, but it's really freaking heavy, but it doesn't come with its own carrying handle and charger. But you can't, like I said, you can charge it either by the USB-C or you could use it through the regular USB. Yep. I may move a lot of that stuff to a bag like this. Now, I haven't tested it to see if this thing fits in here or not, but if it does, that's awesome. This may not be the exact solar panel I use, but it will fit in here. And so, like you said, this could be like a tech pouch. This could be a navigation pouch. Could be a lot of different things. So I can keep this, the solar panel, keep that in there, keep my extra cords and things like that, and as well as have it off my side in case I need it for anything like that. Now, for overnight, that's fine. You don't really need a ton of gear. If you want to go light, ultra light, you can do that. You don't have to. I don't. I'd rather over prepare than under. Now, water, obviously, but this is a simple Nalgene. Nothing fancy about that. With about a liter, 32 ounce thing of water. I'm not going to go through the detail stuff. That's not going to be a point of it. But carrying my fire kit. And a lot of this stuff is basically for I could heat up water for my mountain house meal. I was supposed to have some MREs, but that kind of fell through. Yeah, I've got batteries too. Oop. And give me a second here. Yeah, simple. This is a garage grown gear thing. This, I'm not sure if it'll go in my, I don't really need it for this right here because I already have a small Bic lighter already a part of it, but this is refillable. This has the ferro rod and all the other stuff I need in there. So I may not be taking the lighter. I do have some electrolyte drink mixes that I carry with me. This just happened to be berry flavored. I also carry some that are lemon lime, but that's, because just plain water gets boring. I do have coffee, but that's for the mornings. I do have those. They're on another pouch on my pack, on the main strap of my bag, right here. It's kind of hard to see, but there's a medic. This is a medic pouch, and in there I have a small boo-boo kit as well as some more 800 milligram ibuprofen, and in another pouch I have my heart medication. I'm not sure what I normally would keep. I normally carry stuff in my my pockets, which I usually carry hiking shorts with the tech pocket. That way I can put my phone in there. I don't have any dry bags as of yet, but that's beside the point right now. But for an overnight, you don't need a ton of gear, but I like going over prepared than under. Like I said, I mean, my bag is not technically super light. It's not super heavy. It's around about the 20 to 35 pounds range. Yeah, my medication is all in waterproof container. I will show that off in a minute. Well, when I get to that particular pouch. Well, Rocky, you're asking me now. I gotta remember right where I put it. Give me a second. I think it's this one. Nope, that's the wrong one. It's the other side. Give me a second here. No, I keep my pills in a waterproof pouch. It is sealed with silicone. And it's individually pouched, as you can see. It's enough for 8 days. And I got extra of these because these I got to take 3 days with. How you doing, Jay? Glad you could make it. Mine's right here, usually on my left side of my hip where I can grab them. So since I'm left-handed, give me a second here. Oh, 1 second. I do have something additional item. Give me a second here if I can reach it. Which I will be putting in my bag is a couple of iodine swabs. Not only are they good for disinfecting, you can also use them with the drops in some water to disinfect water. That's in addition to the my Sawyer Mini I have in there. I don't understand why they don't, but basic overnight gear should not be too bad. I mean, a simple mountain house. This one here normally about $13 or so. I picked it up for $7, and it is well within its expiration date, 2053. And this new pouch that Ian acquired for me. I still try to figure out what I should do with this one. Either I could put a tarp on here, or I can put a something or hang my I'm not sure what to put right here. I'm sure I will figure it out. I had to adjust them where I can tighten them properly, but I fixed that the day I got it. So, and it's got plenty, room for big items and stuff like that. So, like maps and things. We got a whole bunch of those in the house. I'm not sure. Can I send those, Rob? Rob, do you know if we could send iodine swabs?
As long as they're individually packaged.
Well, like the ones
Like the ones I have?
Yeah.
I don't see why not.
I do know that I think either Temu or something like that does sell the Q-tips with the iodine in them. So you might want to consider going that route. That way they're directly shipped to you and you can get them in bulk. Because I found out you can get the ones with the alcohol on them, as well as the ones with the iodine in the body of them. I also carry coffee, so only thing I don't carry in bulk is sugar. Haven't figured out how to do that yet, but I do have salt and pepper and things like that. Well, it's either Timu or someplace that has the um, um, Amazon sells them. You can get 100 disposable cotton swabs that have iodine in them. Give me a second here. I'll post that link for you guys so you guys can check it out yourself. You guys can check that out. It doesn't seem to be too expensive, like $13 American, Rob. So I'm sure you can probably find them in the one over there. Because I always like having things that do more than one thing. Not only can you use them for disinfecting wounds, not only can you use them for cleaning out your ears, but you can also use them for disinfecting water because you need like 5 or 6 drops per liter, I think, of iodine. But this is a temporary solution, not a long-term solution, because iodine over that long period of any length of period of time is bad for your kidneys. So there's that. It's an emergency water purification thing at its finest, but boiling always works. Filtering works. And a combination of both really works. Could you actually do a video about that there, Rob? Because I'd be really interested in seeing how that works in, real time. Hun, listen to this. Rob said, melt sugar into a liquid, pour into a greased proof paper lined thimble about 3/4 full, and then let set. It makes 2 teaspoons worth of sweetness per lozenge.
Nice.
I never heard of that. That's the first. I mean, I'd like to see that actually be done. So I want to see that. And how would I keep that from getting wet?
Ziploc.
Think just Ziploc? Good idea. Oh, I can understand about chaotic. Ziploc bag. Yep, that's what Jenny said. So I prefer real sugar over artificial sweeteners. Oh yeah, one of the silica gel packs to keep it, moisture down. Yeah, I can get those. They sell those on Amazon. Because there's one thing I do with my coffee. I got to have some kind of sugar in it. I can't do artificial sweeteners right now because of the medication I'm on, but I can do real sugar, which is really weird. This tea that you see me drink, this stuff right here, is with real sugar. So I can drink that. That's about it. Besides this and milk and water and orange juice. But I can't drink sodas of any kind. I've tried. Welcome back, Daniel. I've tried it with honey before. It just doesn't taste right. It's maybe because I'm not used to it. Possibly, I don't know. And it was before I started losing the weight, so I don't know if that might be a part of it either. Jay, when you go on a weekend overnight hiking trip, what do you take with you? I'm going to show you. In my bag, which is my everyday carry, I carry a full tent. I carry a with ground sheet. I carry a tarp to go over it. I carry. I don't carry my hiking poles; those are in my truck. But I would be using my hiking poles. I would have only thing I would attach to the back of my sleeping bag would be a part of this, which I don't have right now. It's packed, but I'm not going to be going to grab that. Which is the military negative 30-degree bag with the Gore-Tex outer shell, which I realized that I could break it down into different sections to use in different times of the year. So depending on when the weather and where I'm going and when I'm going, it may be what size of the sleeping bag I'm using, and a sleeping pad, which I do have over there. Well, honey does work. I'm more of a protein kind of guy, like jerky. I can't really do normal trail mix due to the fact that I'm allergic to nuts. So I've been trying to figure out or find somebody who makes ready-made, pre-made trail mix, but without nuts. I have not found anything close to that. I have found dried fruit. I have found the sunflower kernels. Love those, by the way, especially the candy-coated ones. But I haven't had those since I started losing weight. So it's been a while. And I got all that. Only thing I don't have in here is a ways of protecting myself other than my knife, which is the Aflissa bushcraft knife, which I got from Cornfed. He's an amazing guy. That's where I got it. But gave him a tarp and stuff, and he gave me a knife, which was really cool. Thank you. I really appreciate it. But right now, I mean, I've got a basic one for an overnighter. I'm good to go. I mean, I do have a Mylar bivy sleeping bag set up. I don't plan on using it unless it's an absolute emergency because I don't really care for them. That's my personal preference. That's what it is. But for an overnight hiking trip, I would use the lightest portion of my winter kit, which would probably be the patrol bag and the bivy sack, which is the Gore-Tex outer shell, rolled up to the smallest configuration it can get, attached to the outside of my bag. My tent's already on the inside of the bag. I have another Q-Core sleeping pad, Thermarest sleeping pad that I will be adding to this, which I have not tried yet, but I've been meaning to try to keep it all light and airy, that kind of thing. And my hiking poles, which I got from Herbert T. Outdoors, and those are an amazing set of hiking poles. I do have change of socks, which is always a part of it. And this is not, you can't see it, but this is paracord. You can see paracord. But I keep it in here to keep it from unraveling and that kind of thing. So there's that. Now, does anybody have any questions for what exact gear? I mean, I didn't want to tear through my entire gear because Jenny gets a little cranky at me when I start pulling out all my gear.
Because then you don't put it back.
Not right away, but I do put it back. I do too. Where do you think I'm pulling it out of now for? A bag that has been packed. But this setup, excuse me, is basically for a overnight hiking trip. It's my best, to my ability, this will get you through one good night there and back again. Yes, I use a Hobbit reference. With my knee, I can't really do that, Daniel. I wish I could. Now, I do have a Big Agnes Copper Spur 2 tent in my bag. It fits in my bag, complete. Also, I have a fairly large tarp. This is a Mountain Fly center pole mod tarp, which I can add to over my tent or as a separate fly awning thing because it is a ridgeline tent with ropes attached. I do have separate stakes, which I could use to stake things out to make it even bigger space for both keeping the weather off either my tent or myself or my encampment, that kind of thing. I also have a small alcohol stove, which I will be using either denatured alcohol, which I do have in a bottle in there, or I would use some of this 99% isopropyl alcohol. Both of those are fairly decent options, depending on where I'm at on the usage of my fuel bottle, which I'm not going to be digging out because there's no need. Hey, Molly. I'm assuming Jason's not too far behind you. So, hey, Jason, link is at the top of the chat if anybody's interested. I've been chatting for only about 35 minutes or so because I was about a minute or two late. I apologize for that. I was making my breakfast, not my breakfast, my supper, I guess. So I was making some toast and jelly and getting things set up here. Now, I will be trying to do a video about what I carry in this other new bag that I got. That has not been set in stone yet. I have a feeling that the solar panel may change depending on the case because this is a Jenny find. So like I said, we don't know how well it works. We do know that it does work. And there's a place for a battery pack, which would be great for my little battery pack that I showed you. Would fit in here. Looks like in there. And oh, it has a C port right there. So I could plug it in to charge that. So that's even better. I didn't even notice that. This actually has a C port. I can charge my battery. I don't have to carry an additional attachment. So yeah, there's that. That's actually pretty slick. You want this back, huh?
You want your other one back?
No.
Yes.
I don't want the other one back. Because I don't like it.
Okay.
But if you don't want that one, I would like to get it and trade for yours if it would be a case. Because I like that one because it has a C charger part on it. But a multimeter? No, I don't. I do not have a voltmeter or anything like that, an amperage detector or anything like that. I would have to find one. I just don't have one at the moment. We had a thunderstorms yesterday, all day yesterday, love.
Yeah, I'm pretty much all day today.
Yeah, today and yesterday we had thunderstorms all day. Now, like I said, I've been trying to figure out. Did a Google Glass search for that solar panel, and I can't find out who made it because there's no markings on it whatsoever. It was basically found just as is, not in a box, not in a bag, nothing, just free, floating free, and Jenny acquired it. Now, I do carry something additional with my gear. I do carry a stocking cap with me when I sleep at night because I like to keep my ears warm. Also, I could use it to cover my eyes if I need to. But I swap out this for this when I'm sleeping. I might just keep that bag for keeping my snacks and other stuff I need quickly without having to take my backpack off to dig it out. So that might be good for like jerky, drink mixes like coffee or water or stuff. Battery pack, obviously. Though the solar panel could be attached to the back of my pack, so I could, as I'm walking, if I'm walking in the direction where the sun's hitting me in the back, obviously. If I'm going either east or west, depending on which direction and what time of day it is. So yeah, it's going. I'm waiting on some confirmation right now. I have no direct answers as of yet. they're supposed to let me know as soon as I get confirmation of where it's at and how and the keys and stuff. The process of moving will be going into hyperdrive. It may go straight to plaid or ridiculous speed. I'm not sure which.
Ridiculous speed.
I'm saying all these just to get a rise out of my lovely wife. She knows I will.
What happened?
I did good. They went straight to plaid. But the house that we were informed on is a 4-bedroom on a little small acreage, about an acreage and a half or so. Don't know more than that. We're going to find out more soon. Just waiting for the paperwork to go through. Once it does, we'll go from there. But right now, we're still packing. I just picked up a new big tote today to start packing up the bedroom. I packed up quite a bit, actually. At least I think so. Jenny will be the judge, to be honest. She probably just says I just threw stuff into a tote and that was pretty much it, which is pretty much close. It got a lot of stuff consolidated into 3 totes. Well, 2 totes and a box. We still got a lot of smaller stuff in here that really need to be taken down and boxed up. She's got some bubble wrap we just picked up. We have a ton of boxes here with additional boxes at her workplace, which she'll be bringing in shortly. It's going to probably take us a good 3 days to get everything out of the house. That's working from morning to night. I've got a line on a moving truck as soon as we get confirmation of where we can get the keys and then go from there. I'm going to be renting a moving truck for 3 straight days. More if I have to, but 3 straight days. And then try to get as much stuff moved before the end of the month.
Well, we'll have extra money after this weekend anyway.
Yeah, we're actually doing some other stuff for some extra money this weekend to help cover costs and stuff too. Okay. I just got a message saying that I should find out about the address and stuff, hopefully tomorrow.
All right.
So they just emailed me and let me know, and the VA is saying good thumbs up, that kind of thing. And I will be able to give you guys more information on Thursday. So things are, I'm almost there, but soon all this stuff will be gone. This room will be different. Got to pick out a new room I'm going to actually have a room for me and my stuff. And Jenny's going to have a room for her things and her hobbies and stuff. So that's going to be kind of cool. And Ian's going to have his own room, that we're going to have our own bedroom and all this other stuff. So we're going to work on it. We're going to make things our own and go from there. And it's going to be well worth everything that we've been going through. And hopefully, if everything goes well, the VA blesses us, we will do not moving anymore. Let me check something here. Give me a second. I got a roll for Ian, Rob. Hey, bud. Ian, come here a second. Did you ever pick up that voltmeter, or was that a stud finder?
That was a stud finder.
Oh, I thought you picked up a voltmeter because
No.
I was going to test Mom's solar panel to see what it does. I found out something really cool about her solar panel.
Does it look like I really am
Ian, you could charge a C port. There's a C
Okay.
port on it.
Doesn't care.
Other than that, that's beyond what I was talking about this. So I will give an update when I find out more. But this is the tarp I have. This is a Mountain Fly center pole mod ridgeline tarp. It is fairly large. It's about probably 11 by 12 or something like that. I had to find the exact dimensions. But that'll either go completely over my tent, which technically doesn't need it, since the Big Agnes is a freestanding tent on its own, and it has a rain fly and everything. But any additional coverage is always a bonus. I do have a backpacking chair, but I'm not going to be carrying it this time because I just don't have the space for it. Not in this bag anyway. Hey, Weldon, how you doing? Thank you for coming. Glad you can make it. Now, besides myself and Rob, does anybody else carry battery packs in their gear for an overnighter? If you're just going out and back, I have plans to do a overnight with the Temu gear that I'm going to be doing down the road. I've got some of the gear. I'm going to be giving some of that stuff away because just for a beginner bug out bag, it's going to be perfect for somebody else because I like my gear that I've got already. But that's neither here nor there. And I'm still going to try to figure out what to do with this afterwards too. For those people who have already seen the video about this, this is a simple little survival kit. $7 survival kit from Temu. That doesn't have a seal on it, but it does have a good number of survival items in it already. But that's not going with me because this is heavy. This is going to go in a separate bag somewhere else. I'm going to be carrying my Anchor because I like my Anchor batteries. It's just one of my things, my go-tos. I've got to pick up 2 more of those batteries, one for Jenny, one for Ian, because they work really well. I know where to pick them up fairly inexpensively. And when I get a chance to get more money in, I will buy one for each of them in their own color so everybody knows whose is whose without worrying about, do I have your battery? Do I have my battery? One thing I do like about it, though, it does have a digital display of how much charge it is. It charges fairly quickly, too, by the way. You can charge it through here, this C port here. You can charge it by plugging a C to C here, or you can do it through a USB setup here as well. So you got multiple ways you can charge this. But I plug this one into my computer and it charges just like that. It doesn't take too long at all. Yeah, Anchor batteries are my preferred go-to. I got few name brand stuff that is my go-to stuff. I've got my Samick Sage takedown recurve, my Atmos Survival Longbow, but those are the items I bought brand new. And the battery pack is what I bought brand new. Once I pick up some new batteries for Jenny and Ian in their preferred colors, I think you wanted purple or green.
Green.
Yeah, she wants green.
Yeah, probably want purple.
Ian will probably go with a purple, and that way we know whose is whose, and we won't have to worry about Ian stealing our battery packs for himself because he has his own. Now that I found out that Jenny's solar panel will charge C to C, which is really cool. So I could use that to charge my battery packs if I needed, if I could find another one like that. or if I can convince her to give it to me. I don't know yet. Probably not. I'm not going to press my luck.
That would be a negatory.
It's a negatory Ghost Rider.
Exactly.
Now, I do have other items that I will be carrying in here. I'm not pulling everything out because Jenny gave me a really, really stern look when I started doing stuff. Like I said, I got my fuel bottle, I've got my alcohol stove, I've got my MSR mess kit, and my flat pack sterno stove, which I have with all that stuff, which I could use to heat up water or cook, depending on what my needs are. Yeah, I do know that. And don't drop them either. They don't like that. No, I could plug it in to the battery pack here, or I can use this to switch it around backwards because it's a C charge deal, Type C charger. So I can use that to charge either directly from an outlet, or I've got a charging station over here. Actually, it's right there that I use to charge up my batteries. I have more than one anchor. Oh, here comes Jason. How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. Just got done with a thunderstorm, so.
Oh, we had ours for the last 2 days.
Yeah.
This is the first. It's just started clearing off this afternoon, but it never got above 50 today, or 60. It didn't even get to 60 today. So it was kind of on the chilly side. The one thing I would carry for a weekend overnighter, Jason, would be my hoodie. Now I do have one that's waterproof, or at least water resistant. It's a windbreaker with hood over there. It depends on how warm or cold it is.
I gotta say hi to everybody.
Okay, say hi to everybody.
Hello, everybody.
Everybody, say hi to Jason.
It makes it easier when I say everybody.
Well, there's Jenny and Mac.
Yeah,
Right
I wasn't
there.
actually listening earlier. I was actually watching a different stream that was emergency live for the voting tonight in Congress. So
I'm sorry, I can't, I can't trust politicians right now. So
no, that's the reason why I was watching the video.
yeah,
So that's why I wasn't paying attention. That's what I was.
I trust politicians as much as I could throw the Chrysler Building.
Yeah,
and which is not at all. But that's as far as politics I'm going to go, folks. So
yep,
we don't discuss anything like that on this channel. Religion is the same way. You are what you are, and that's okay with me. Just
wait a minute. Rob, how'd you know I was watching that one?
CR, fun. How you doing, brother? CR is here.
Yeah. Apparently, Rob was watching the same one I was.
I will not watch stuff like that. I'm sorry. But let's just leave it at that. I know you don't do a lot of overnights without Molly, obviously. But I'm sure you will, and eventually when you guys get to your bigger place, you do a little bit more individual stuff. I do have an update for you about my channel, which you might find is really interesting.
Ooh, what's that?
Well, I took Ian out for breakfast this morning, and we went to Perkins. And when we were going into the door, I looked over to the parking lot behind the restaurant. Someone had put a bucket of dry ice in the middle of the parking lot from the restaurant in the rain.
Yeah.
That has over 1,500 views in less than 2 hours.
That's good.
I did, and it was a 17, 18-second video, which apparently Jenny said I ended with a pun.
Uh-huh.
Not intentional, mind you. I just said what I said. But it's something to see, dry ice in the rain. You don't see it very often.
No.
It's just a random thing in the parking lot. I decided to do a quick short about, but I end up gaining about 10 followers and, like I said, 1,500 views.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, it's a new one. It's on my channel, Daniel. I'll send it to you. But the thing is, I just posted it. I didn't think anything of it until I went back to look at it. I go, and I was looking at the viewer count. I go, there's no freaking way. I just posted it. I had to go back and double check it just to make sure I wasn't seeing things, because normally I get like 1 or 2 for my little shorts, with exceptions. There are minor exceptions with the Cliff's video and things like that. But I was shocked. I am now at 1.06K subscribers. I don't know what I did for that one, but I'm going to accept it and move on. But I figured that you like hearing about stuff like that. That's what I'm letting you know. What else? Oh, you watched it, Rob? Okay, cool. And Johnny posted about, I should put it in a sealed bottle with some water. You know what happens when you do that? Jason? I lost Jason. Dang it. Okay. Hopefully he'll be back. Well, for those people who don't know, Johnny Harper posted on it, and when you put dry ice in a sealed bottle with water in it, it goes boom. Don't do that. It's illegal. Bad for the ears. Yeah, don't do that. So I just did the video. Let it go. As the sound goes, let it go, let it go. Way to go, Rob. I'm not sure how many overall views I got or anything like that. I haven't really checked. Give me a second here. Let's see here. I don't have that. My views are into 68,000 things. They're not like super huge. My watch hours are really decent overall, lifetime. 12.1K views. So I think I'm doing great, which is like 3 times the average you need to be able to be monetized, which is nice. But I'm doing better. I got a kick out of the pillow. Okay. You're going to come back up. I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. Links at the top of the chat. Pop up. Better than zero. Anything's better than zero. Now, once I get my knee, relatively speaking, moving properly, I will be doing more outdoor videos and stuff like that. Like I said, I did the camping overnight couple ones I did a couple weeks ago, and I'm going to be doing, hopefully I'm going to try to do some this weekend. And here he's attempting again. Welcome back, brother.
Yeah, I got kicked out.
I didn't kick you out. That was weird. But did you hear what I said about the dry ice bottles and stuff?
What about it?
Well, Johnny Harper posted, I should put the dry ice in a sealed bottle with water.
That's not a good idea.
That's an illegal idea.
Uh-huh.
That's technically a bomb. So that's a no negatory Ghost Rider type situation.
Yeah.
Take 2, as CR said.
I see that.
I didn't kick you out. That wasn't me. But yeah, I was just saying, with my views going up and stuff like that, I'll be doing some more lives as I go, and as my knee gets better, I'm going to try to do some videos from the Renaissance Fair this weekend. We're going there to make some extra cash, because we can never have too much cash on hand for a move, right? So especially since I'm kind of limited what I can do anyway. So they're going to put me where they put me, and I'm going to have to deal with it. But I'm going to be making money while I'm doing it. But I'm going to look good while I'm doing it since I'm thinner now. I fit in size 44 pants as of today.
Woohoo!
That's a big boost for me. Those people who can tell that I've lost weight, especially my clothes, they look a lot baggier on me than they used to be. Yep, extra cash is always a good thing. Because once I get the confirmation, I should find out about our new place tomorrow morning, hopefully, if everything goes well, and find out where to pick up the keys, and we can start ordering a moving truck to start moving things over. So shortly, if everything goes well, we moved into the new location. So this will change. The background will change. I won't have access to Ian or Jenny or maybe still the cats, but not as much anymore because I'm going to be in a separate room by myself, which Jenny is hoping that it's far away from the bedroom as possible. I'm assuming.
Yes.
because of my talking and stuff. I just made the assumption because I wasn't sure.
No.
It depends on where the bedrooms are located and things like that. So we don't even know where it's located at. We're to be informed sometime tomorrow, and I will let you guys know. Actually, I'll probably let you know first, Jason, after we know people here. Obviously, I will mention it on your live if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. But only with your permission. So I know it's a gardening thing. Just saying. Because we will be, one of the things I will be asking for yours and Cliff's suggestions is I've got to replant the potato and tomatoes and pick the best spot in the yard for that purpose. So if I can't rely on you guys, I don't know who I'm going to rely on. Right? Because I can't trust my own judgment on that. Because I mean,
transplanting potatoes is
stuff
not
in over 10
thing,
years.
I don't think.
Huh?
I don't think you can transplant potatoes.
I'm going to try, but I'm going to kill the pot, but leave everything intact. You know what I mean? So the pot's going to go bye-bye. Everything's going to go in once. Then I'm put it in a big hole and bury it up.
Yeah, if it survives the transplant without coming apart with all the tubers.
No, that's the thing. I'm going to break it
the stem
apart in the hole. With
Yeah.
the same kind of soil that it was in the first time. So,
well, and also without breaking the stem.
I'm going to do my best. Because I'm going to use a wire cutter to cut the plastic. Potatoes, yes. Now, we love our potatoes here. And I can't tell you what type of potato it is. That it's a Walmart potato.
It's an edible. It's probably a russet.
Well, if it is, I don't care what size of potatoes I get from it, if it any at all. That I get something from them is a good thing. To me, anyway. But that's going to be more about tomorrow's talk on your channel when I'm talking about gardening. And that way I can also give myself and you guys a more clear idea about the dimensions of our yard and where we want to put the garden and that kind of thing. Because I will have it rent a tiller because I don't own one to have the ground prepped properly. Because I'm not just going to just dig a hole and throw it in.
Yeah, save it for next year. Just put the potato in the hole this year.
Does it just do a potato in the hole?
Yep, just dig a hole, put it in there.
Okay.
Don't waste your money on a rototiller right now.
Well, I want to get the land prepped for next year anyway. And the only way you till it and let it sit. The next year you till it again. And it should be more than sufficient to be ready for next year. Because I'm going to make sure we have it. Because I'm not going to be doing anything fancy there. I'm going to do green beans, tomatoes, potatoes, some carrots. I don't know if you still want to do cucumbers or not.
Maybe next year. Not this year.
No, I meant when we do start planting. Do you want a separate thing for cucumbers?
Yeah, because otherwise it'll take over.
Oh, I know that, but we don't eat cucumbers that much. That's the reason I'm thinking.
Yeah, but I can make pickles.
That's true. Jenny wants to take a hand at making her own pickles. As long as they don't let them get this big, hon.
Well, it's can't really control it, honey.
You can by picking them early.
Oh, you baby gherkins.
Things we can slice up into making hamburger dills.
What do you think the big ones are for?
I don't know. That's down the Rhine. Down the Rhine.
Down the Rhine.
Yeah, down the line.
Down the river.
But basically, most people don't plant what they want to eat. I'm going to plant what we're going to eat. So potatoes and tomatoes are our top two, then green beans, and go from there. Maybe I might try planting the corn. We'll have to wait and see. Now, I may ask some other people who do planting, like Howie and other places, but the temperate zone is a little different for everybody. So they may not have the exact help. Right, Jason? Jason, are you there? Jason.
What's the bathroom?
Oh. I did get word that the place may have a greenhouse that may have been in disuse. I don't know what the condition of it is, but the word was it had a greenhouse at one time.
Ah.
So I don't know the condition. I don't know where it's located. I don't know what's it entails. But I do know that will probably be a project of me rehabbing it and getting it functional.
Just takes time.
Well, I don't know what it's going to entail first because I need to know how big it is, what's wrong with it, what it needs to make it functional. And I'm not a gardener on the average sense. I'm just going to grow stuff that I can eat, basically. Oh, Tiff makes pickles all the time. You might be able to get some ideas from her.
Okay.
Because she's the gardener in the family. So, but she does like herbs and stuff like that. She makes her own herbs and things.
Yeah.
So she might make some good Italian seasoning or something. Who knows? I know Jason does, but I've got plenty of Jasons for now. But I am starting to get down on those. But I was told, that's all I was told about the property. I don't know exactly what it looks like. I don't know where it's located. But as soon as I do, I'm going to probably do a little intro video about showing it off and everything. I'm not even going to tell my family where I'm moving to until after we're completely moved in and set up, and then invite them down for Christmas. Because we will have the room to do that. Oh, she sells them as well. That's cool.
Ah, gherkins.
Oh, gherkins are good. A good brine is actually good for you too. As long as you drink it in moderation, it's good for the electrolytes. Though I don't like the saltiness that much because I don't do a lot of salt. But pickle juice has always been okay for some reason. But that was when I was heavier though. So I'm still running about 242, which is good, 75 pounds down from where I was last year in July. Now, dehydrating food is something we're going to plan on trying to do in the future because we do have a dehydrator, but I'm not sure. Can you dehydrate pickles?
I don't know. Never
If
done it.
anybody knows that answer to that one,
You can probably freeze dry them.
I can't afford a freeze dryer any more than you can.
Right now.
Those things are grossly
Pricey.
overpricey.
Well, there's a lot of technology that goes into it, and it's a lot of pieces that can go wrong.
Dilled jalapenos. Oh, I'm sure that Cliff or Jason would love to have some of those. But I am going to abstain from jalapenos. You've had jalapeno poppers, haven't you?
Yeah, but they take the seeds out. They're not spicy anymore.
Oh.
It's the seeds that make it spicy.
Yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, pickled jalapenos are actually pretty good.
I'm not a big fan of anything. I'm not a spicy kind of guy. I don't like spice that much. My chili is about as far as it goes, and I use just plain chili pepper. The chili powder. That's all I
Yeah.
ever use. Maybe a green pepper, but that's about it. That's not considered spicy either. But I do have a recipe for you, Daniel. If you really want a really good chili recipe, I'll send it to you. And if you make it exactly like it and you eat it on live, I would love to see that because it's deemed the DC universe's hottest chili. But
It's
back
not
in the 1970s or 80s, I can't remember which. Actually, I'm right, both, because it was mentioned in 77, but it was printed for the first time in 1981. Jason's seen the recipe. I've
Yeah.
got it on I think I got it over there somewhere on my shelf. It's a Green Arrow's chili recipe.
Yeah, recipes are a guideline. They're not an exact science.
Well, the recipe
Unless
calls for stuff that was considered at the time they were considered the hottest chilies available.
there's only one
Circa
recipe.
1981.
There's only one recipe that you have to follow exactly.
Well, I mean, you could do it now, and it's supposed to be a really good, flavorful chili.
Yeah.
Which is not bad now. I mean, but back then, let me see. Give me a second here. I got to stand up. I got to find my cane because I don't think I'd be able to stand up without it.
Like I said, the only recipe you have to follow to the exact T is angel food cake.
It's what?
Angel food cake.
No, I think there's another one, and that one is souffle. Any souffle.
You can do certain things with other things with the souffle.
But the
You
things that
cannot-
make a souffle, if you don't do it, it won't work. And if it falls, it doesn't take much. You know that.
Yeah.
An angel food souffle. There you go. Give me a second here. Where did I put that? Is it over here? Please say I have it over here. Or did I pack that? Dang it, I might have packed it.
Oh.
I think I packed my recipe. But I have it on my computer. I can send it that way. Give me a second here. I can actually post it on here. You can take a look at it. How you doing, Cecilia? But give me a second here. Let me see what I can find.
Yeah, at least with the souffle, you can do subtle changes. But angel food cake, you have to follow it to a T. That's the only recipe I know that is rocket science. And it's very easy to mess it up.
Oh man, come on.
Hey, Kim. Oh, these things smell so good. Oh, these Reese's peanut butter and jelly.
Okay, I found it. Let's see if I can get this thing to work here. You guys can see it too. I haven't done a lot of shared things from my computer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give me a second here. I'll have that where you guys can actually see it in a second here. Where's the? Oh, there it is.
Those who are on your
wait,
phone,
whoa, extreme close up.
and those who are on your phone, get ready to take a screenshot.
Whoa. I'm trying to do this right because it's hard getting it just right without. Okay, how well can you read that, Jason? You tell me because I can't see my online screen. I'm trying to adjust this, and it just takes some time here. Can you read that? Let me see here. crap. No, this is a Green Arrow chili. Green Arrow makes the hottest chili in the DC universe. I think I lost Jason again.
I'm still here.
Okay. Can you read that, Jason?
Barely, but yeah, I had to make my screen a lot larger.
Give me a second. I'll try to make it bigger, but I mean,
No, if they can read it, they can take a screenshot of it, then they can blow it up.
but I will email it to anybody who wants it
Yeah.
or text it to them somehow. But this is some of the stuff I've never heard of, like the Gephardt chili and the California chili powder and the hot New Mexico chili powder. Never heard of any of those. But that's circa 1981. So you could update it, try it out. It's supposed to be really, really good. It does have Tabasco sauce in it. So
Yeah, that's not hot. No, the peppers.
no,
are
no,
probably
that's part of the flavor part.
Yeah, they're probably using the poblano for the chili powder.
I don't know, but they do use lean sirloin chunks, so that's pretty cool. They do use a lot of cayenne, which can be hot if you're. Depends on who you are. To me, it doesn't take much for any of that stuff to feel hot to me, but I've tried it. It is very delicious, and only 3 people in the DC universe can handle it. Can you name the 3, Jason?
No.
Okay. Ollie himself, Batman, but he says it needs crackers, and Black Canary, because she's married to Ollie, and she's eaten his cooking before.
There you go. You should dress up as Green Arrow and make it a video.
You want me to dress as Green Arrow and make chili?
Yeah, just like that.
If I would try it if I could find all the ingredients, but I would want a more up to date chili. But I mean, I like it the way it's flavorful. That way I can actually eat it. But I can't afford lean sirloin chunks. That's expensive.
You don't have to use sirloin chunks. You can use something else.
Oh, I guess I can use just regular beef. I guess
Mhm.
like beef stew.
You just cut it up, cut it on a small side, and saute it, and then put it in the crock pot.
Yeah, it tells you all how to do all that.
Yeah.
I will show you the picture of the whole thing. It's got the whole Justice League with Aquaman saying he needs water, and Martian Manhunter saying "I feels like my mouth is on fire" kind of thing, and all this kind of different stuff. And Superman blowing it off with this cold breath to make it tolerable for him to eat it. But like I said, this initially was talked about in 1970s, and then the official recipe came out in 81, which is this one. And then it went. A lot of people have tried to make it, and they tried to make it right. But like I said, the hottest chilies then are not the same as they are now because they've expanded, as Jason knows.
Oh yeah.
So to make it concurrent with today's Scoville ratings, oh my gosh, could anybody eat it?
Oh yeah.
Honestly, truly, if you did it correctly with the newest, latest, greatest, everything, hot chilies
I mean, even sriracha's not even hot.
to certain people. If you're used to sriracha, it doesn't taste hot. No, does it?
Ow.
It's what you grew up with. But I didn't grow up with that kind of thing. I'm as white bread as you can get.
Oh no, I grew up with what was it, the wax peppers and jalapenos, and what was that other one?
I'm talking about like using like ghost pepper chili powder, something like that. You know, heavy duty, super deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you would replace a lot of the chili powders that you would say the hot stuff to the current hot stuff, and I would love to see someone actually eat it because I know I won't be able to. But if I make it like this with my little additions, because what I can acquire, I can eat it. And it's delicious because it does add brown sugar in there, and it does have some Tabasco sauce. Because anybody who's been in the military, you can eat Tabasco because you have to. Um, but I've never been one who added cheese to my chili. Just saying, it's just not who I am.
Yeah, you gotta add the pepper jack cheese.
I don't put cheese at all in my chili. It doesn't need it. I don't put onions either.
Yeah, cheese has to be on almost everything.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, it does.
No, it doesn't. Only cheese I need is a cheeseburger and grilled cheese. But that's it. But not on my chili. But crackers, I would definitely want to do saltines over oyster crackers, though. I think we probably do lose a lot of heat. What do you think a burger is? It's a sandwich. A sub sandwich generally is the same thing. So amazingly American, though. It doesn't specify what kind of cheese, though. Does it?
Any cheese you want.
Because it doesn't say which type of cheese. It just says cheese. But those are the garnishes. It does say I can use saltines, so that's what I prefer. And I don't like onions, so that would not be on there. I don't understand it, but some people do like it. Now, to make it even better, you could add this on top of a brat or a hot dog to make it a chili dog. I think someone might like that.
Now you just get those little small little round loaves of bread, hollow it out, and put the chili inside there.
Oh, okay. Those are like the hoagie
Chili
buns.
Yeah.
I could see that. But yeah, that would. Oh,
Let it soak up the juices and eat that last.
what if you baked it in a loaf of? Yeah, you put it all together with the chili. You put it in the hollowed bun, but the bun itself was not done baked yet. Then you bake it.
Yeah. Or you can put some nacho cheese in it.
No nacho cheese, but you are the cheesy guy, not me. That's like my grilled cheese. But there's options you can do with it. But whoever wants it, put a 1 in the chat. I will make sure you get you this recipe. I'll send you this picture with all the pertinent information with it. And I'm sure that Jason would probably attempt it eventually.
No, I got other chili.
I know you do, but come on, it's Green Arrow chili. But that's it. I'll make sure anybody who wants it, just let me know. I'll make sure you get it. I'm way off topic for the night. I was going to be talking about my backpacking stuff for my version of a decent overnight pack gear for an overnight hiking trip. Did you see what I acquired, Jason?
No.
Okay. Backtracking a little bit for those people who didn't know. This one here was actually acquired for me by Ian. This was a simple little satchel, side bag. I'm not sure what else we want to call it. It does come with a carrying strap. Just a single pouch. I'm not sure if it's a tool pouch or whatever it is. It does have some MOLLE straps right here, so I can probably do something with that. But it has 2 other straps right here, which I could either clip and attach it to my side of my belt if I need to, or I could just wrap it around my waist or something. But I was thinking about using it for more as my accessory pouch, where I can use it for like my battery pack, a solar panel, cables, my snacks, that kind of thing. It does have really decent zippers. If I just get myself from being caught here. Oh, that's why. I found that one. There we go. Yeah, and it's got a little Velcro part right there. But I was figuring I could either put a tarp or a smart water bottle on the outside, and maybe with an extra Sawyer Mini in there for some water filtration, that kind of thing. So, what do you think?
Yeah, you can use it for anything you want.
So that would, I mean, in addition to I already have a pouch that does that on my bag. The bottom portion of my backpack has one of those that's detachable, but this is just an addition. Now, that was $7. This was also found at the same time. And before anybody asks, I checked the date of the expiration date, 2053. Same
Long
price.
ways.
Same price as the bag, $7. And you know these are good. Lasagna, I mean, is it the best one? No, it's like right in the middle, but still really good. But for an overnight trip, there and back again, with some additional snacks, that's all you really need. Just enough
Yeah.
water to get you there and cook, come back the next day with some coffee and some other snacks. That's a single overnighter. That's be perfect. You don't need a ton. Now, in my bag, like I've already shown, I'm not going to pull it all out, is my tent and my tarp and stuff like that. And I will be having my hiking poles because that's the way I do it anyway. The only thing additional that I would be adding onto the outside would probably be my sleeping bag and sleeping pad, but that's all. But under that is under about 35 pounds. And if I really paid full price for all this, it'd probably be in the thousands. But I paid less than probably $200 for everything. So that's just because I get lucky with the gear that I find. Now, I may be upgrading my stove soon because I acquired a while back that I haven't received yet because it's a SD Mountain Man, is a Whisper Light International fuel stove, which uses the white gas or unleaded gasoline, and it's a pressure bottle one, so you got to pump it up. But you can use regular unleaded, and you can cook your food that way. So it'll cook faster than my alcohol stove, but it still has fuel more readily available than denatured alcohol or anything like that. But that's down the road when I can get it from him. He's supposed to be doing a review on it because he picked it up for me up there in South Dakota. But that will be probably added to this one, and my fuel bottle will be swapped out for the MSR bottle for that. But that's one of the few minor changes. I won't need the alcohol stove or my dang it, my flat pack stove that I carry.
Oh no.
I said the name earlier. Now I can't think of it. My Sterno flat pack stove, which can be used as multiple ways as well as a twig stove, alcohol stove, solid fuel stove. If you have the solid fuel tabs, could be used for all that. But that's in the future. That's going to be an addition that I will discuss when it comes in. But for an overnighter, you don't need a ton of gear, but being able to be self-contained with plenty of water and that kind of thing, a simple overnighter, just need to be comfortable for the night. I know Jason doesn't do a lot of backpacking or hiking like I do. Well, I did. Let me correct myself. That I plan to get back into once my knee gets better. But yeah. I'm sorry for talking about food. I apologize. I think it's a challenge to see how hungry we can get CR in any given night, Jason. You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
Sometimes we can get them right off the bat, but sometimes it takes a bit. Especially when Jason starts talking about the gourmet meals he makes. And he says he doesn't make gourmet meals. Hell, that's just a bunch of bull, because I know you do. Because you're fancy with your flavors, dude. You and Jenny get along famously that way. I am as basic as you can get. But
Sometimes I wonder if you have Facebook.
I don't. I lost them in the military. Have you
They
seen some of
claim
the
they're
MREs I
not
had to eat when it was in the late 80s, early 90s?
I don't know if those were called MREs, but
They were MREs. They were the early MREs, but still MREs.
yeah.
Literally, one of the ones I had in basic training was a pork rind.
Pork rind?
Big patty pork rind. No water.
My dad used to bring me
Not
some,
cooked. Had to eat it. Like it's like eating ramen without cooking it. You understand what I'm talking about now?
Oh yeah.
And highly salty on top of that. But no one else would trade with me because I had the worst one. So they don't make that one. That one didn't last long in the service. It would be more used for a fuel source, in my opinion. If it would probably burn too, well, as far as I know. But I was supposed to have a case of MREs a while back, but they were stolen. And they sent me an empty box. I got my money refunded, but an empty box doesn't do me any good when I was expecting a case of MREs. Right, Jason?
Yeah, that was kind of messed up. They did that.
But I did find since then there's such a thing as cold weather MREs, which are freeze dried, like Mountain House. And they have some really, really good flavors, but they are a little bit more expensive.
Yeah, just
They
add.
are very cold tolerant. They're very heat tolerant. So you can leave them in your vehicle. They won't go bad as long as they're sealed. So those are really cool things I would like to get, but those things for a case of them is like $150. But these are highly packed, dense calorie meals. Keep you warm in the wintertime, your core warm. But I have never tried one of those, but that's in my future. I want to get some of those when I can afford them. I don't want empty calories. That's the one thing I don't need. Protein is what I've been craving lately, though. Lots and lots. I've been eating a lot of eggs and pepper.
And
Sure why.
pepper.
Huh?
And pepper.
Not my daughter Pepper, but Pepper.
Yeah, peppercorns.
Pepper. Yes, this is a packet of pepper. I carry a salt and pepper shaker in my kit. I have more pepper than I do salt because I prefer. I know my body needs salt, but I carry more pepper anyway. That's why I drink these every once in a while, because just to keep my electrolytes up. Sorry, had it upside down. I do want to try that method that Rob on the Road said about making a sugar slurry, then let it set into cubes.
Yeah.
I have to wait and see. But I want to see somebody actually make it before I can figure out if that's something I can do or not.
What, make sugar cubes?
Well, it's not exactly a sugar cube in the normal sugar cube sense, because it's a sort of actually it's okay. You know how a grain of sugar is a solid block, but it's like really tiny.
Yeah.
He's basically making a giant one, sort of like a dice of sugar, one solid piece of diced, cubed sugar that's not granulated. But I'm not sure exactly how that would work, because I've never seen it before. Now that I've heard about it, I know it's probably possible, but I want to see him make one first, show that it's probable, it actually works. So that's on you, Rob. You're going to have to tell me what to do on that one.
I mean, all you need is a hydraulic press and a little bit of moisture.
Where am I going to get a hydraulic press?
Harbor Freight.
Where am I going to put it?
Hopefully in a shop.
I don't know if I'm going to have a shop yet. I'm gonna find out if I got a freaking greenhouse, and I'm not even sure what to do with that. Not exactly, anyway. Till I find out where the place is located and how what I can do with it. And I'll we'll get the house set up. Then we're gonna get the yard set up. Then I'm gonna work on getting my range set up. That kind of thing. You go eat there, CR. I will probably be doing some grilling and outdoor my backyard camping a little bit until my knee gets better. I did acquire a new military style tent cot that fits my Life Fighter One tent better than the one I had a couple weeks ago, because that one is a civilian cot and it's 2 inches narrower than the military version. The reason I know it's 2 inches narrower because I had an inch of space hanging over on each side of my tent that I lost. So hopefully with the new gear, that'll change that. I don't know anything about anything yet. I will find out more tomorrow. Once I know, I will, Jenny and I will know first, and Ian. Then I will slowly let everybody else know. I'll do a video tour for those certain people. Jason's one of them, and Cliff's the other, and Dan and a few other people, Daniel and stuff like that. So you guys will know when I know. But down the line, like I said, I'm not even going to inform my family where we're moving to until after we're moved and set up. Then hopefully come Christmas, I can invite them up for Christmas. Because we've always had really tiny houses all the time. So I think that would be a kind of cool thing to do.
Yeah.
We will have one room for guests. I just don't like the idea of someone who decided to come over. I'm going to come visit you. Oh, can I stay the night and don't leave? Kind of situations. So I've had family members do that to me in the past. And I don't want that to happen to me. That's the reason why I don't let them know that much. My niece stayed for 3 months once. Oh, I'm going to be here for the weekend. 3 months later, I had to tell her she had to leave. Ian's the exception, obviously. But I have the standing invitation to anybody who wants to come visit me, though. I will let you, as long as we let me know in advance. One couple at a time. Really long west? What? Weekend. Okay. That was a very long weekend, yes. But now she's married and she has her own family, so she's happy where she's at right now. So, and she's got a really good guy who keeps her in her place, because Randy is a really good guy. Andy Love.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fireman, isn't he?
Volunteer fireman.
He's a volunteer fireman. Yeah, that guy kicks butt. And he's an archer, too. He bow hunts. Really? Okay. Oh, I'm sure you would like that, wouldn't you there, Rob? Rob said he'd come visit from more than a week.
Okay.
Jenny says okay. She'd make you her meatloaf. We got to see what amenities it has and all this other stuff, because we don't know anything yet. We know basics, but not the details. Then, like I said,
No
you may not
pictures?
hear from me for a couple of days. That's because we're moving. And I may not be on this weekend. I don't know yet, because we're going to head to Ren Fair to raise extra cash.
And the question is, did you even get pictures yet of the place?
Nope. If I had pictures, I would know where to look.
Yeah.
I could find anything if I have a picture.
Yeah, that's still a red flag if you don't have pictures or an address.
No, this is through the VA. This is through the VA, not the saying. Okay? So it's just that It has something to do with taxes that was on the former place. It used to be owned by one person, now it's owned by another person, and it's open for veterans.
Ah,
So it's a veteran thing. That's all I can tell you. That's all I know. And they've been having trouble with the former owner, with the new owner, and all the other stuff. You know how it can be when you're buying a place,
yeah.
like that. So the new owner wants to help people. The old part, it's complicated. So that's what we're waiting to hear from. The confirmation should be tomorrow morning. So I've been told, and we'll go from there. But once I get that confirmation, everything is full steam ahead and everything. And we will not technically be the first to sleep there. We deemed the cats will be the first ones there because they got to get used to the new place. So we'll be taking their litter box and their food and everything and water over there, getting them set up to get used to the house so they can find out where they can roam and all this other stuff without them freaking out.
Yeah.
And then we will start moving in our stuff and go that route, one room at a time. Hi, Tyler. How you doing, brother?
HX, what's going on?
Now, I've been told by Jenny I could have a whole room to myself to have my gear in. So I'll have my own
And
gear.
she gets one too, right?
Huh?
She has to have one too.
She does. Since there's 4 bedrooms, one's our main bedroom. It's probably the biggest one. The main, the master bedroom. Then Ian gets his next pick. Then Jenny and I will choose the other 2. But she told me that my room for my doing this and my other gear will be as far away from the master bedroom as possible. Because
You get loud.
I do get loud, as she says. But the thing is, that way, we might put yours right next to the bedroom.
Yep.
Then Ian, whatever what sizes are, you know what I mean? We'll go from there. Jenny, Rob says this. Will you be putting a lock on the outside of his gear room? Once he's in, he stays in? No, because not all the rooms have bathrooms.
Exactly. I ain't cleaning up that mess.
Or even a Jack and Jill.
I don't know. I mean, I know it has multiple bathrooms. I do know that. I just know there's one in the bedroom, master bedroom. So that's cool. That means we don't have to share with Ian, which is nice. There's one for the main house, I think, main part of the house, and another one for the other rooms. I know that the main bedroom is on the bottom floor, and there's some on the upper floor. But that's what I've been told. So I've got a picture in my head. I've been told how big it is. I mean, property-wise, and I think it's fairly large, but that's just me. And I think it's actually the biggest place I've ever lived on.
Well, that's good.
1.65 acres.
That's pretty good.
I can do a lot with that.
Oh, yeah.
I can have chickens.
The chickens.
Hey, well, when I say chickens, I literally mean 2 chickens. I don't need any more than that because chickens are a lot of work. Because eggs, that's all I really need, just for the eggs. A 15-minute ad? What was it, you or
An ad every 15 minutes is what she's saying.
oh. I didn't pick the duration, Cecilia. That's YouTube. I think it was somebody. Was it you who watched a full movie or TV show? That I can't remember what it was, like Star Trek or something. 3 chickens, 1 egg per person. Okay, that's a good number. 3's a power number anyway, so that's good. That's true. If the chicken lays more than one egg at a time, so we should have more than a few eggs, and we could sell whatever we don't eat, which would be nice. Because they do have a farmer's market we can sell stuff at. But 1.65 acres is fairly large. I think that's actually bigger than our place in when we were down in Milo.
No, that was too.
That was 2 acres. I've seen chickens do more than one egg at a time, though, Cecilia. Jason, do you have chickens where you're at?
Yeah,
How many legs do you usually get from your chickens?
it's 1 egg per day.
Really?
Yep.
Then why do I see videos with people with more than one egg?
Because they didn't check them the day before.
But I mean, when I say more than one egg, I mean they got like 6 or 7.
Yeah, they probably didn't check them all the time. Or there's more than one chicken laying in that one.
Well, I don't eat eggs every freaking day, though. That's the thing. And I do know you got to make sure you candle them. You got to make sure you clean the eggs before you use them and all this other stuff. Unless you decide to store them long term, you could wash them and use mineral oil to protect them, to store them at room temperature, so you don't have to refrigerate them up to 6 months. I think. I've seen a video on that one. Someone used mineral oil.
Yeah, because you can also water glass eggs too.
Yeah. I don't know anything about that one. I've seen people do the candling thing with the light, but that's about all I remember to tell if one's fertilized or not. But we're not planning on having a rooster, though. But we're going to get chickens that are cold tolerant for our area, because I don't want something that's going to die when it gets cold. But even then, one egg a day is more than sufficient, because we don't always eat eggs. But Jenny does use them for baking, which is nice. Do you use them in making pie crust and bread and stuff?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. Nine months? Okay. I'm not familiar with the water thing. The water, you
The
understand?
water glassing is what you use it to store it for long term. It's basically water and lye, and you put the eggs in there.
Oh, okay. But you could once you just pull them out, then dry them off, then crack them and eat them, right?
Yeah, well, you got to rinse it off.
Well, yeah, that's why I cleaned it off, is what I said. Got to get the lye off of there because you don't want to burn your hands. Yes, I know lye can do that to you. Now, a question on the lye situation. If you boil the lye water down, if you don't reuse it, obviously, if you can, I don't know if you can. I know you can use lye in making soap.
Yeah.
But that's for another video and another time. I'm not going down that road. I think I have it in one of my Foxfire books somewhere.
Yeah, the problem is the only thing it's really good for is going to be like baking or something like that. It changes the taste of the yolk, by the way.
Does it the what?
It changes the flavor of the egg.
That's what I was saying. The mineral one that I told you, they can keep them at room temperature without having to protect them too much.
30 days.
Even 30 days is better than,
Yeah.
It's more than sufficient.
Yeah, just don't. You collect the egg and you put it on a little rolling thing so you can keep the fresh ones at the top and you pull the ones at the bottom.
Right.
Egg roller.
Well, I'm not planning on hatching any.
Yeah, no. You just put it on a little. They make them so whenever you bring in your eggs, you put it in the tray and you use the ones at the bottom of the tray first. And they'll roll down.
Okay. Well, just like
so
you
do. You know which ones are the ones you need to eat first.
The oldest ones, yeah.
Yeah.
I would just label the trays by date.
No, it just rolls down.
Well, sort of like you do with the soup can thing.
Yes.
Okay, that makes sense. That would actually be actually really good scents.
And they're
especially-
easy. They're easy to make. You only need a couple of pieces of scrap wood. You can make them.
Well, I know someone who makes them, I think. And I like supporting local businesses anyway. He's a woodworker. That's his predominant business that he does for a living. He's the one that made my chair. The one I had at the gathering.
Yeah.
So support local businesses when you can, folks. Because you never know when you might need their help. Excited about this? Definitely. I am not Egghead from the Batman and Robin TV show, though. That's Vincent Price. He did all the egg puns. Though I do like that show. So, I will let you guys know more about my new place when I get into it. Some people will know more offline before everybody else. Jason and Molly, Cliff,
Yeah.
and a few others. But that'll be offline just because I would give you guys a full-on tour on probably through Instagram. That way you guys can ask me questions as we're walking around, that kind of thing. That's the only way I can figure out how to do it. I am going to be ending my live in about 8 minutes
Okay.
because I'm getting tired. I had to do a lot of walking around today. I couldn't do my physical therapy because my physical therapist was sick. So he called me at 5:30 this morning and said, "Don't come in. I'm sick. Your appointment is canceled." So there is that. I will do this later. Yeah. And you guys can ask me all the questions you want and stuff like that. But hopefully, I think this might turn into a forever home kind of situation. So, which will then a whole different conversation. But not having to move anymore would be the goal. But I just can't deal with the mold. I cannot. And I wouldn't want anybody to do that. And we had a heck of a lot of rain, just like we did last year about this time, when it flooded last time. And I don't want it to happen again. And hopefully the drainage in this new place is better than this one. Because I've never had to deal with a basement flooding like this before, especially from the sewer.
Does this other place have a basement?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like I said, there's details I don't know. And that's the thing I'm going to find out. First thing I'm doing before I tell anybody is Jenny and I are going to explore the entire house and the whole property. Just look around and just go, "Ooh, I wonder what's in there." That kind of thing. Just basically geek out and all this other stuff. I told her I wanted to carry her across the threshold. She said, "No, your knee can't handle that." I go, "Damn."
Use a dolly?
She'd kill me. Hey, don't even mention a wagon either, because she would still kill me.
Technically, you did carry her across.
Yes, but she'd let me carry her in a wagon, but I don't think she'd really want me to, just because it's silly. But we'll have to wait and see what we can do. But I will go on more about it later, folks, and I will definitely make sure we have a fire pit in the backyard set up. If we can do late night fires and stuff like that, because I love sitting around a campfire,
I think we
especially
all.
when on a nice night. If I don't have to go out camping, which kind of sucks, the next best thing is camping around a campfire in your backyard. Right, Jason?
No, I got my own cabin.
I don't have a cabin.
I just live in a big cabin in the woods.
Well, technically you do, yes. You have a fireplace?
Nope. I think I'm afraid of the fireplace in this old place. It was not designed for one.
It was what?
Not designed to have one.
Oh, that's too bad. I do know there's places in Texas that do have fireplaces, wood
Oh, yeah.
fireplaces, but yours is just not one of them. And Rob, you're right. At the end of the day, as long as we have a roof over our head, food in our stomachs, and anything else is a bonus. And being able to grow our own vegetables, having my own archery range, that's also a bonus. Because Jenny told me I have to let my deer target go when we move, because it keeps getting knocked over by deer here. I don't know. It won't do that at the new place because I don't know where it's at. But hopefully, I will find out soon. But on that note, I've got 3 more minutes. Any more questions about the backpacking weekend gear that I would let you know about? The battery packs, in case you're interested. I'm not sure what kind of battery packs you carry with you, Jason. I know you've got you don't have a power station, do you?
I just got these little battery backups for charging a phone.
Well, I've got my Anchor. It's not much, but
Really?
this is my Anchor, as you can see. And this right here is also the charge cord. You can charge both the battery and your phone using the same thing. So it's dual, which is really nice. It charges really fast that way. But you can also charge it with a C cord, like right here, or the dual USB right there. But you can carry it like that if you want to. This is a 20,000 milliamp battery. As you can see, it's not too bad. Compact. And Anchors are really good batteries. And as Rob said, don't let it get just charged down to 0. You can use it for all your devices. It's not going to last super long term, but it will last for a couple of days.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's got one more bonus thing on it. I forgot to tell you. I don't use it very often. It's got its own stand where you put your phone on.
That's kind of cool.
Watch this. Put your phone on there. Like that. Or you can put it like that. Sideways. So you can stand your phone up and watch your shows, that kind of thing. I don't pull that out very much because I keep on forgetting I have it. But I just happened to notice it just now. But I paid about $40 for that, which is not bad for what it is. Yes, very outstanding. And it's not, it's a 20,000 milliamp, 22.5 watt built-in USB-C cable. So there you go. That's all the information you have. They do come in multiple colors, and they're probably running about $40, depending where you get them. There's several places that have them. Right now, Temu has them, TikTok Shop had them, and Amazon had them at once for a little while. But that's where I got mine, and they stopped selling them. But they do sell them at other locations. But that's it. It is now 1 minute to go. Jason, thank you for coming up. I'm sorry for the early issues about that. For those people who are wanting the chili recipe, please contact me. I will send it to you. Anybody has any questions about any of the other gear that I carry with me, such as besides the battery packs, the tent, tarps, or any of the other gear that I may carry with me for my weekend overnighters, I will definitely give you a list of the gear that I carry. So I'm going to say good night. Be well. Thank you all.
Good night, everybody.
Thank you to my co-host here, Jason and Molly. Thank you again. Good night, both to you. And we're out of here in 5, 4,
Get out there and slap a rat.
2, 1.